Mm-hmm. Can you hear each
Yeah,
other?
I know. I live in a dungeon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Ahoy.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I see that your dungeon is still a dungeon.
Oh, it is. It is.
Perfectly.
Yeah, like we don't have lighting in Australia.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. Still waiting for a couple of people. I know that Connor is going to join in. I don't know, Tanya, have you posted
Yeah,
the link to other people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Artur,
No. I'll just
Are-
send it up.
Yes.
Artur, are you able to set the permissions so that everyone can record?
How do you do that?
That's just up the top left, I believe, around recording.
Uh-huh.
Because you're the host, you should have a special thing that
Recording. Okay.
is just allow all participants to record, or recording for all
Keep
participants.
temporary recording files at timestamp optimize. Choose a. I don't see something like that.
There is something up. It should be up at the top left there.
Yeah, I've opened the settings window, but there's not. I don't see an option. Accessibility, maybe. Share screen, video, audio. You know what? I'm going to record it and I'm going to send it. I'm going to post it somewhere after the meeting, because and maybe you can figure it out for another time or something.
Sure.
I just started recording because, maybe someone would like to watch this or remember something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it doesn't die in the mists of the internet or something.
Indeed.
So yeah, I know that Connor is going to show up. One guy from the Netherlands. I think that he might have some problems with figuring out the hour of the meeting. He thought that GMT +2 is like his time plus 2 hours, it seems, and I don't know if he's going to show up. He's going to wake. But yeah, as far as I know, in Europe, apart from the UK, we all have the same time. So,
right.
But yeah, can be a little bit tricky. So, Dred, you are from where exactly, if I can ask you?
Me? I'm from British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, and you're...
I'm on the west coast of Canada.
Okay, so what hour is there?
It is midnight.
Midnight? It seems...
Aye.
I thought that was sunlight.
Huh?
I thought that was sunlight. And
oh, no.
I know that Tanya mentioned that you're from Canada, and I was thinking that... and I was thinking that, okay, should it be like a very late hour in Canada?
Oh, there she is. There, she's got something going on there.
It should be a koala bear. Why it's not a koala bear? It's a panda.
It's a panda.
Hey, cool. Hey, Tanya. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
You're looking healthy and happy.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Coming along. How about you?
Coming along. I'm coming along as well, eh?
Okay.
There's my dog's barking in the background.
Strange that I have to admit people like manually. Probably something can change. I'm not that familiar with Zoom.
No,
Hey, Tim.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Hey, Tim.
Hi there. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Quite
I'm well.
Yes, we have like all the time zones almostly. Had to wake up on Sunday morning at 8. That's something strange.
Same here.
It's
I've
Sun-
got
It's
a
Sunday
radio show at
afternoon,
8.
guys.
We'll try not to make it too long so you can get some sleep, Red. So
No worries.
yeah.
I had some sleep beforehand, so I'm good.
Mm.
Okay, so who are we waiting on? Stephen was going to join, but I haven't heard back from him.
Sam?
Oh, yes, Sam should be here. He was keen.
I've sent him a link, but Sam has problems with waking up during the weekend.
Yeah.
Some personal problems, I think, but so I don't know if he's going to attend. He said that yes, but you'll never know. Connor just posted me that he's going to be in a couple of minutes, so all right. But okay, I don't think that there's like much point in waiting.
No.
So very happy to see you. I thought about that Zoom meeting a couple of weeks back because, as you may know, if we are like making contact through Facebook and writing and posting, it doesn't really work too well. People tend to read something, then forget to respond or don't respond at all, or don't even read it. Because that's why I don't really like Facebook kind of communication, like for a bunch of people, because if you post someone directly something, he's feeling obliged actually to respond in a way. But if you like make a group for 10, 12 people, nobody feels inclined to respond in any way.
Mhm.
So and the same with like events and groups, but I think that maybe, as Tanya suggested, an event for something like that, like a meeting of sorts, could be good for technical reasons, because as it seems, not all people get the idea of time zones, and Facebook actually converts the time for the event that you post. So that may be a thing that we could think about if you want to continue doing things like that.
Yeah, it can be helpful.
Yeah, it can help. Sorry for a moment, guys. Someone's posting.
So do you mean like advertising a Zoom meeting on Facebook, and then that way Facebook automatically converts the time to your local time?
Yes, because if you make an event and you make it for an hour or some time in your time zone, then and people join and they see on the event the actual time zone on their end. So that would be like easier, because as I mentioned, a guy from Amsterdam thought apparently that GMT +2 is like his time zone plus 2 hours. So
right.
So I don't think that Michael is going to attend. I posted him yesterday, but I don't know if he read it. People are, doing things on Saturday evenings, so probably in Amsterdam even more so.
Yeah, I was smoking that pot, right?
Can be a little bit tricky. So, yeah, we were talking with Tanya a little while back. I think it was last weekend, and that I've came up with an idea of not only the Zoom meetings that would actually maybe make add a little bit of livelihood to the group, to the Pastafarian group of any kind, but also I have a particular project in mind and would actually be very keen on your input if you would consider this. You don't have to participate in this. I'm just brainstorming, but would really like you to, as well as to participate in some way or another. As for the COVID problem that we have, a lot of things changed and people are more aware with Zoom and like the internet and whatnot. And there's a popular thing that came up and is starting to be more popular, I think, like a podcast, like an internet podcast on a YouTube channel or something like that. And we've actually, I think like 2 years back, we were doing something similar, like a little bit similar in our Polish community. We have an internet radio station that a friend runs. It's like Pastafarian based, and we've posted some, I wouldn't say interviews, but loose talks about Pastafarianism and the ideas of our church and our local community, and what we could do, what we can't do, how the situation looks, and whatnot. And I was thinking about making something very similar, but like international. And we all have some communities that we actually are part of. And maybe at first, as we talked with Tanya, we could do it in a format that there's one host, someone that like writes down the questions and makes the conversation going, and the person that is invited would be someone from one of or the other international community of Pastafarians, like, I don't know, New Zealand, Australia, Netherlands, and so on and so on. Because as far as I know, we can read the things that people post on Facebook, but I don't really know what's the situation like really in other communities. Okay, Canada is joining. So, oh, hello.
Hello.
So apart from Tanya, we all have beards now, I see. Is it
I can put one on if you want.
Is it because of the quarantine or something? People
No, mine's I hate shaving, and I got a job where I only had to see people once every few weeks, so I wasn't shaving, and it got to a certain size, and I thought, I'll just play with having a goatee. So I played with having a goatee about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's still going.
That's a long time to play. Yeah.
Once I got past the initial,
yeah,
which people said, "Oh, you'll be all right after 6 weeks." They lied. 2 years.
To be honest,
Can I just add, I don't like shaving either, but my goatee is not going well.
Yes. So, hi, Gunnar. We were actually starting. I don't know that if anybody will attend as well. There was a little bit of problem with the time zones. People thought that didn't get the idea of GMT +2, but okay, that's something that we can work on in the future. So, as I was talking here, was thinking about a project like an international Pastafarian podcast, to make things short. Talk with people from local communities. There will be a host, there's someone who asks the questions and like keeps the conversation going. And at first, at least, we could start with inviting people from different communities, like the Turkish one as well. Or from Austria. I don't know where. Actually, I don't really know where the communities like live more or not. I know that the German community is quite lively, but in the German community, there's a problem with. I think that with the English format of speaking, because lately, like last year, Rudiger actually visited us on our annual Polish get-together. We make those annually during August or September, beginning of September. There's like quite like 80, 90 people coming up for a couple of days near the lake, and we just talk, drink beer, and play board games and things like that. And he actually came to visit, but yeah, he's understandably not everyone has to speak English, so we communicated a bit like English plus German. I know a little bit of German and things like that, but I don't know how really that's the format that actually we would have to talk during the podcast. I don't know how that's going to work out, but probably someone from Germany would be actually from the community would be able to speak up in more like a fluent way. And obviously we could invite someone like that. Maybe Rudiger knows someone who would actually be a good ambassador. I don't know how we want to call it.
John.
Who? John?
Yeah,
Yeah,
John. John.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know someone.
He's
Well,
good, but
it's his buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's Rudiger's buddy there.
Yeah, okay, so that's perfect. So yeah, we got Germany covered. If John would like to actually take part in this,
yeah.
So yeah, I know. I think that today I just wanted to pitch you this idea, like see if the Zoom thing works, and maybe if we could improve something on it, and maybe think about people that would actually would like to participate in it. And I'm not really, I know a little bit about making those podcasts and editing, because as I said, we did something in Poland, something similar. So I could like take the technical part on myself and prepare something. But if you have any input on that, maybe experience of sorts
Sure.
in this field, I would be very most welcome to hear about it.
Okay. If you got a couple minutes, so Sunday mornings over the last few months, I've been doing a radio show.
Oh.
And with COVID, actually it's 8:00 tomorrow morning is my next session. But I posted a link in the chat on this thing here for a YouTube copy of that. So what I've done is I've got OBS, Streamlabs OBS, which is a online broadcasting platform. And I run Zoom, run OBS, and then stream it through YouTube. So we can actually have a live stream show, which is, the essence of a podcast. That offers chat and all that kind of stuff. So and I'm actually later this morning I'll be trying that setup complete for the first time. So I've been practicing with it to make sure I've got all the bugs worked out on my end, and think it might work out. Of course, you guys are a little more central to time, so after I've kind of worked out the thing, you just essentially all you have to do is follow the steps, and you would have one sort of central to the European time zones.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
it's a format that a lot of different communities, like the IT community and the music community, they do podcasts in that. A lot of different communities do podcasts in that format, and it seems to work quite well.
Yeah, and Streamlabs too is a completely free open source software. Okay. So it's not like anyone has to pay for anything. If you've got the Zoom if you use Zoom, mm-hmm. That is $200 a year. Like for I don't know what what you guys pay, or if it's through your company, Artur. But through one of the organizations that we're part of, we pay a membership fee of $200, and you get as many people able to Zoom at the same time. like we do right now.
I'm using my company's computer right now, so probably
Yeah, right.
on their license.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think that anybody is going to mind.
No,
I'm using the free license, but I don't know.
The free license only allows 2 people, though.
Yeah, but it allows me access to things like this, so not everybody needs to subscribe.
This is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever's running the show has to
Yeah.
have it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But, so okay, because we could stream it live, obviously. And yeah, this would actually stick on a YouTube channel. We have to set up a YouTube channel. So it obviously not anyone can like attend at the time and format or whatever when we're going to do this. So yeah, it would be actually nice for it to stick around on the internet and like during the course of time, just add up new podcasts and maybe make a real channel out of it. Then after some time, we could think about changing the format, not only to invite people from different communities, but like talk about certain topics that would come up. Like there was Tanya, you've mentioned that topic that how seriously should we look at ourselves or something like that?
Yes.
So yeah,
just different topics. I think that we could discuss with different members around the world, because obviously people take this differently depending on where they are. Because some people need to take it incredibly seriously, and some people don't.
Right.
And there's a big gulf between those two things.
And that can be just around politics in the particular country, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because like each and every country has different attitude towards the church. So yeah, we are struggling with ours, and we are having we actually filed a suit to the European Tribunal of Rights. Yeah, so we're that, and I know that in New Zealand they didn't have to do this in any way. They're like legalized because the whole law structure of creating groups like that is completely different.
Right.
Those are interesting topics. I would like to really hear about those, how it's looking around the world. I think that would be a good start.
Yeah. If I could suggest too, is if, like for instance, if a YouTube channel was set up that, 2 or 3 people or 3 or 4 people in different parts of the world have, admin or moderator or whatever permissions in order to schedule different meetings at different times around the world.
There's obviously that would be a non-factor, because we wouldn't have one admin, because that doesn't really work. It's better if there are a couple of people.
Sure.
This wouldn't build on any ideology of sorts or any I don't know, power plays or whatnot. I'm a little bit tired with people who tend to try to take over or something like that. We have enough of this in our Polish community. We had enough of this in our Polish community. I remember at the beginning, at least. So yeah, let's make it very loose. We have to agree, maybe make I don't know, I wouldn't like to use the word manifesto, but we can write something down that's saying that everybody and everywhere we have a little bit different view on Pastafarianism. So I wouldn't like a situation where someone is making a schism because he doesn't agree on the view on Pastafarianism of someone else, or like me or you or someone like that. As we mentioned, everybody looks on it differently. Everybody looks on it like a different portion of seriousness. So let's do it like that. I know that I was recently talking about it with Marco the Paolini. I don't really know how to spell his last name, but he was from the Italian group, and he's not involved at this time anymore. But I wanted to ask him if there's someone from Italy that would like to attend something like that or take part in something like that. And he said that he doesn't really know because there are now two groups in Italy that fight each other. I don't know what they are fighting against or for, what different kind of macaroni that they eat. Not really.
I mean, that's one thing that I would really like to reinforce, is that there is supposed to be humor.
Right.
There is absolutely supposed to be humor going on here. So I think as part, if we do a YouTube channel, just having in between the serious discussions about stuff, we also need to do very, very silly things.
Yeah, obviously. I don't know about how to pass those silly things on a podcast.
Well, like I suggested to you, I can do a cooking show.
Cool.
We can do it. Sorry, because Michael from Amsterdam, I think he woke up and he's maybe getting that the time zone is a little bit different.
There has to be, it has to be overlaid with humor.
Yes.
Otherwise, what are we?
Exactly.
Well, as I said, the groups that I was involved with on Facebook 10 years ago, it was very definitely a lot of humour. I mean, the groups were just as much about Monty Python as they were about the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah.
Sure. How we can do a cooking show? We can do, I don't know, like dress up.
Yeah, I mean, you can do silly cooking shows fairly easily, because I mean, cooking pasta is not hard, but making it funny
like
is a bit harder.
Okay.
We can talk about theology and schisms and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, we have to remember that we're supposed to be based on humor.
We could have prayer moments,
Yeah.
We can like wove. I don't know if we can use the word woven and like embroid parts of humor into the conversation.
Weave.
Should do that actually.
Weave. Yeah.
I think that a person that's actually involved in the Pastafarianism as a whole is a person that actually gets some kind of humor. So I think that even a really down to the base level, very serious kind of theological dispute will also involve much of humor, because we'll be basically talking about Pastafarianism, which is a funny thing. So
yeah. Do we have metal or plastic colanders on our heads?
We should make a loose format.
Should we even be wearing kitchen utensils?
I know. I'm wearing a panda.
It's utensil abuse.
I actually have a colander somewhere, so we can go with that.
Oh, come on, tricorns all the way.
Yes, tricons.
It's a problem with getting one here in Poland. I would have to look through the internet. Maybe get it from Amazon or something like that, or make it by myself.
I've made all my tricons.
So yeah, I've seen a movie clip on the internet how to do one from a simple hat. So
flip.
My first one was from eBay. My second one I had custom made by a company in Scotland who are no longer there. When I went to America last year, I hadn't taken a tricon with me, so I ended up going into a hat shop, buying a Stetson and turning it into a tricon.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Exactly.
I got a gift from Zoom, whatever that is. I don't want it. So we would have to, basically for the first one, I believe probably for all of those podcasts, the host should prepare some kind of, I wouldn't say a script, but
a format though.
Yeah, a format.
Yeah.
So we just don't go off track or like end up just looking at each other and not have anything.
Right. Spending 30 minutes talking in a circle.
Yeah. Yes. So,
Yeah.
so okay.
We
We could prepare some kind of format like that, like pass it around. Obviously, pass it to the invited person, so he or she will know what it's going to be about. Maybe add something from on their part, like suggest something. So I think that we could do it. I wouldn't say like in a week or so, but I think that we could have a follow-up meeting for people that would actually maybe take the technical part a bit. So just to work out the details, how it should work, and like make a test one that we won't even publish in any way. But try to do that. As I mentioned in the beginning, I would like that today's meeting just to like pitch the idea, and maybe just think about people that would I really don't I wasn't for a long. Oh, Sam is joining from quite a bit because mostly okay, some personal shit going on. I wasn't able to like take part in the international community like too lively, so I wouldn't even know how the situation goes on, as I didn't know how the situation looks in Italy, but Marco just like showed me that it's getting really complicated there. But think about people that would actually be willing to participate, have something that they would actually be able to like give back to the project, like suggest something, comment on something, and obviously find people that we could reach out to and ask them if they want to be invited. We cannot force anybody to join. Yes.
Oh no! Come on, we can.
We can.
Press gang.
I think that Sam joined, but I don't know if he.
I see him up there.
Yeah.
Hey.
There he is.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Hey. Sorry, I'm late. Fell asleep.
That's okay.
It's early in the morning or early at night.
Oh, it's 10:22 a.m. for Sam.
Exactly.
That's too early for a Sunday. So yeah, we could think about it, and of course, I would like as well as for maybe those Zoom meetings, if someone has a different kind of project in mind, something that obviously I didn't think about. Maybe there's something that we could actually do as well apart from a podcast, and someone would have a similar idea or anything like that. We could actually.
It's a similar idea. I mean, it's along the same lines, but if we did a YouTube channel, people could submit videos to be put up onto the YouTube channel, and if they kind of pass all of the criteria, then we could just add them in to kind of be a very active YouTube channel.
Yeah,
you know, people could do fan videos, people could do all sorts of things.
Yeah, as Dred mentioned, there would be a couple of admins, moderators, or whatnot. We could figure it out later.
Yeah,
but it would be actually.
But YouTube videos require production. Actual videos, not just people, staring and talking into cameras.
I don't know.
It depends on what you want.
I've watched a lot of YouTube videos that are just people staring and talking into cameras.
Yes, I actually think that I saw like a bunch of podcasts that were YouTube based, and there were just like two people sitting and talking. So
yeah, I mean that's the basis of any discussion that you have up on, on a stage is that there's a couple of people and they're just talking back and forth.
Yes. So
Here it's just different in the fact that they're in front of a camera and not in the same room.
Well, I just found
that's kind of boring.
All right.
Sam?
That's what I think.
Obviously, if this goes forward in a way, we can think about making some kind of. I don't know if you saw on Netflix, there's Midnight Gospel. There's a series added, I think, like a month ago or something, and it's basically a short story, animated. It's very freaking strange, to be honest. It's someone would make something up on eating mushrooms, like magic mushrooms and things like that. Very LSD kind of vibe. And there's the premise that a young guy is flying throughout the universe and talking with people. And this is basically, like, even the creators of the show have stated that it's a podcast for people who don't like looking
talking heads.
Yeah, talking heads. So basically, you have a very strange kind of animation narrative that it's very strange. You look it up. Just have a look for 5 minutes, and you will know what I'm talking about. But still, the conversation that the two people are actually having is very interesting. And
the fact that we had colanders and maybe swords and pasta and drinks and the whole Pastafarian shtick might bring a new angle to the boring talking head theme. So
yeah, sure.
Ahoy, Michael.
Ahoy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he has a.
Michael,
it's not a tricord.
It has to be funny. Overall, it has to have humor underlying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. And as you said, you can make like different iterations of it, like a cooking show that, I don't know, you cooked and you talk to someone who is actually online, because there would be a problem with meeting, obviously. Apart from the COVID thing, then the shut borders, but
added value.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly capable of doing a very long political rant while also being very, very stupid.
All right.
So you can like iterate through formats and things like that. That's something to think about. If someone has an idea, let's try it. It's there's not one and only good way of doing this. So and
no, absolutely.
That
I think it should be a mix.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
it needs to be a mix.
Mix up the content.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
as it was mentioned, people could submit some kind of movies and things like that that we could think about posting on the YouTube channel. As for those kind of things, I would be a little bit, I wouldn't say picky, but have a little bit of distance and not post anything, because we tried that in Poland. And the things that people wanted to post and thought that were funny really weren't funny and were
there should be some guidelines and criteria, right?
Yes. So
we need to plan these things out. It can't be on the spot and whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, I think that it should work. Like, we have some common sense, and when we see a naked guy running around in a tripod on the city square, we wouldn't post that on YouTube. Obviously, none of us would.
Isn't common sense against our principles or something?
But yeah, there was a guy in Poland who actually peed on a church and thought that that's going to be funny. So like a Catholic church. So yeah, I wouldn't like something like that to be posted. Obviously, it would be against YouTube rules or anything like that. But still, it gives some bad name to the Pastafarians as a whole. So unfortunately, I wouldn't like it to be censored in any way. But obviously, people are different and they have very strange ideas. as I got to know during the couple of years I've been doing that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, good point. Good point, Canner.
Sure.
I just copied it from internet.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
I was searching for a reason. I was trying to find which is better, to create a YouTube channel or create a TikTok account to reach the new generation. Because YouTube, yeah, it was a popular podcast platform until a couple of years ago, but the aim of the people is changing. If we want to reach the new generation, explain ourselves to them, instead of YouTube, we may need to use other platforms.
Sure.
Like
Agreed.
I was checking the possibility on the internet. I was just making search while listening you, and I liked these sentences, so I copied to Zoom to share with you. And that's just all.
Yeah, sure, but can we do both? Like share the same podcast on both channels? Because obviously
Yeah, but I think the content that fits YouTube will not fit TikTok, and there's different, well, not different ages, but a different expectation from a TikTok video. I don't think people do an actual talking head video on TikTok.
I must admit that I know that TikTok exists. I never.
Likewise,
yeah,
I've never heard of it.
So,
I used it for a week.
Okay,
for all I know, it's a place where 12-year-olds lip sync to their cameras. Other than that, I have no idea what's on there.
Our Polish president tried that, and it was like a total embarrassment. He's an embarrassment. He was that challenge, or what was it called, to try that? And he's such a mimi person. Okay, but that's just a digression. I don't really know what kind of format is in TikTok. We would have to try it, like find out, watch a couple of things. Maybe we could adjust the content in a way, or make separate kinds of content for that. I really agree that that we should like stretch out to other platforms, because as you said, I don't really know what the younger. It's very strange to talk about the younger generation right now. It makes me feel old, but
we are old.
Apparently,
I'm old.
I'm so old, I smell like dirt.
Come on. The power of the Pastafarianism, the main gun of the Pastafarianism was the internet once. All of the groups organized via internet, we shared our ideas or discussed everything via internet, and we got our popularity with the power of internet. Until now, somehow we managed to do it, but for Turkey's case, we are losing power. We are not reaching the new generation, and that's an issue that makes our religion a demodern form of religion, but it wasn't the idea at first.
I must say that in Poland, I think that we're losing
a future, by the way. Sorry, Artur?
I think that that's not only the problem in Turkey. I think that in Poland that it is as well that we're really losing the steam on the younger generation, as you said.
Exactly.
We're not reaching.
The thing is, to keep interest and to push all these things, for the start, maybe we'll need to actually finance and promote these videos. I mean, we can't just put it on YouTube and share it on the group and help people, because even if we do that, maybe 200 or 300 people, and I'm being very generous right now, will actually watch it till the end, and then it'll die. We we really have to finance and promote the videos to get YouTube, and I assume that TikTok has the same option to push them forward so people will actually see them, and that requires finance.
Yeah, but with finance, we are getting in tricky waters, especially.
Exactly.
It would have to be
before we get to the finance, we need content. So
Exactly.
if we have finance and we promote stuff which is not interesting, then it's throwing money down the road.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we could think about it like later on. Firstly, really, I would like to try like 1, 2, 3 types of content. Just get a look at how it works, if it works. If it's something that anybody would like to look at, actually look up, post it on our communities pages and get some feedback from them as well.
So what was the idea? I came in late. What was the main idea? Having each church do their own, one church interview another, make it an international thing?
An international thing. I would think that an international one would be better, and we've discussed that making, let's start with YouTube, not start for the sake of the conversation. Let's talk about a hypothetical situation where we make a YouTube channel, we make a podcast where there's a host and he invites someone from one person from each and every community worldwide. I wouldn't say country, because as Italy shows, there's 2 communities in that country. So do it like that. Talk a bit, make it up, think about making it a little bit humorous as well, but try it out at first like that, just to be maybe informative in a way. Because I'm actually very interested to see how the things look in different parts of the world, Pastafarian wise. So try to do that, see how it works. Add some new ideas, add some new format to it, improve on that, because actually I found a very decent group on, like a channel on YouTube. I think it's Wisecrack. I don't know if you are watching. Yeah. And I've watched a couple of videos from back when they started, and they improved so much on the content during the years, and I believe that we'll probably have the same thing here. So the first ones probably won't be that much, I don't know.
They're successful, but we'll get along. From what I remember, Wisecrack had like videos, then a talking head explaining it, and so on and so forth.
Yes. So yes.
I have an idea, because you're talking about an international format and an opportunity to do different modes, like talking heads or news items. What if we start a PNN, a Pastafarian News Network? So this gives an opportunity to run items from someone at one place interviewing Pastafarians at another place. You can do all kinds of things. You can
man on the street stuff, all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. And people are actually, most questions that we get is what is happening with the community, what are the activities going on, what is it we do, and this gives us actually an opportunity to show what we do around the world. Different communities, as you said, have different ideas, different activities. So yeah, it actually gives us an opportunity to show what we are, what we do, and what we're about. And while we're at it, we can do. It gives us a free hand to do all sorts of stuff in there.
Sure, we can. That's even a good pitch for a name of the channel or what.
Yeah, PNN.
Yeah.
It's actually,
I like it.
So
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, sure. That's if we
would
run it
have
like
to,
that, we can make all kinds of different formats. Not only talking heads. Maybe even if we find some kind of animator with an idea, we could make like movies.
Puppet show.
Like
Puppet show.
Yeah, like the wisecrack format kind of show or things like that.
Sock puppets, please.
Marionettes made out of pasta.
Sock puppets. I don't know if any of you know about the Scottish falsetto sock puppet theatre, but they are wonderful.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
They are just seriously, they're socks.
Yeah, you can do like sketches from the life of Captain Mosey in
exactly. You know, I think we need to explain basically what we're about, because so many people come to Pastafarianism not understanding
at all
some of the basic things.
Yeah.
I did a search. If you do a search for Flying Spaghetti Monster Pastafarianism on YouTube, you can find lots of very different things.
Yes.
That's only if you're looking.
That's only if you're looking. You know, having something where we can just send somebody off, here's a link. It tells you this in, 30 seconds, a minute, the main points.
Mm-hmm.
I think could be quite an effective tool.
But I think if we have our own channel on YouTube, then we can make playlists as well. And then we can just find the videos that we like that are explaining our shtick, and make playlist of basics of Pastafarianism or Pastafarian holidays. Then you just go and look up good videos of people celebrating Pastafarian holidays. Make a playlist out of those.
Yeah, we can. But we have to obviously we would have to reach out to the people that own the rights to those videos, so we can use it.
Yeah.
But I think that most of them won't mind if we actually are able to contact them. I know that Bobby won't mind.
If you're putting it in a playlist, you're not using their video. You're sending traffic to their channel.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think
don't think you need permission to put somebody in a playlist.
Yeah, but
especially when it's not monetized, right?
Yeah, but still,
don't use
I would think
the
that
main part and just use a specific number of seconds. You can use their material for free, though letting them know you're doing it for to push them and push us. It's very nice to do that, but legally you don't have to use to get their permission. It all depends on the number of seconds.
Yeah, that's something different to adding them to a playlist.
Yeah,
we're not actually using their material. We're just directing people to their material.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but still, I think that we can reach out to them, and maybe if they're willing, they just would like us to just post their info, like their movie on our channel.
Having a dialogue is good, but we don't need permission.
Okay,
right.
So if we don't.
We need permission if we were going to use their material in one of our videos.
Yeah, exactly.
If we were going to repost their video on our channel, yes, you've got to have permission. But if you're just going to make here's a playlist of good videos about Pastafarianism, you don't need any permission for that.
I don't think you can do a playlist of things of things not on your channel.
Yeah,
can.
Anything in a playlist.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's on YouTube, you can put it in a playlist.
Yeah, playlist is just a collection of links.
Yeah.
Okay, I never saw this, so okay. I just saw playlists made for of content you already own.
No.
Okay.
You can. It's like you'll get when people have posted different episodes of a TV series. So no one person has uploaded all the episodes. Somebody else will make a playlist that'll link to them and play them in order.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we could do the same thing. If we find a great video on Pastafarianism, we can put it in a suggested videos playlist.
All right.
Yeah, and like news reports about Pastafarians. That's also abundant on YouTube. So we can make a playlist
that'll
of
be
those.
difficult because then we'd have to watch the entire channel and make sure that that video may be fine, but some other video they said that Pastafarianism requires eating people alive, which may be a problem. So that means that we'd have to watch everything they say in the future.
Not necessarily, to an extent, but not necessarily everything.
Yeah, I think that at one point we would have a certain degree of trust as to see, we saw which kind of content they are using. So,
yeah, I think if you go to serious networks that made reports about Pastafarians, and you put those bits in a playlist, and it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of ideas, very good ones, and I think that we can begin to start doing something about it. Let's not just be the talking heads that we are not trying to be in the future. So what's the main points we could use? We have to think about the YouTube channel, setting this thing up. On the technicalities, I think that Dred, you have more experience in that. I will actually talk as well with my friend who does that radio, our Pastafarian Polish radio, if he has some input into that as well. But we could think about other people that actually be, I don't know, invited or guests or contribute in some way or another. And that the last idea that you've mentioned, I think that's a good thing to actually make a list of already existing videos, Pastafarian videos that we could maybe use in one way or another.
And maybe of us commenting on current videos and showing where they're right, where they're wrong.
Oh, a bit like Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Mystery Science Theater or 3000 or whatever that was. Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Sure. But still, if we want to do that, then we have to make out the technical bits as well.
Yeah.
If we even have a video and comment on it. That's editing at work. That's quite a lot of things to take care of on the technical side.
Well, no, you could. The easiest way to do that is, I think, if you have a short video which is about Pastafarianism, and you have someone explaining beforehand what you're going to see in the video, and then you show the video, and then afterwards you provide some additional comment. That's just putting 3 bits of video together. Even I could do that.
And you could do 2 or 3 different timestamps or whatever, and key points
which
there.
Brings us back to the news network format, where you have a talking head explaining something,
or a talking head thing which pops up on the video.
So that's a bit more technical, I guess.
But
we can still we can do the Daily Show or Colbert Report or the thing where there's a person in a video box on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then again, we'd have to follow the copyright rules and use specific timestamped videos and not. All right.
So let's maybe agree on a first kind of step towards doing this apart. Okay.
Well, one step I could suggest is that if anyone is up in 7 hours and 12 minutes, that they can, I'll send the link to my YouTube channel, which is Mind Pirate, because I'll be streaming live the WOZO Free Thought Digital Radio Hour, where we have a bunch of us sitting around talking about topics around atheism and free thinking and critical thinking and all that. So you can get a sense of, because that's Zoom through OBS, through streaming onto YouTube, which is, I think, what we're kind of talking about.
Yes.
So combining those three technical elements together in a kind of a seamless format is, I think, a pretty critical step in moving forward.
Yes.
So if anyone's up in, like, I did post a link to one that I have on my YouTube channel, so you can look at it and see how it works through OBS, because even on the non-live version, I run it through Power Director, and then I can put credits of the, I can put an intro and an outro.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's lots of stuff that you could actually do really, really quite easily. So if you're up in 7 hours, I check out the link I'll post in the thing.
All right.
Cool. Yes, so that would be, because I would like to agree on like the first step of actually doing something. So we could check that out, and maybe for the news network kind of thing, maybe check for some content that is actually online somewhere, and try to do the commenting thing on a video, and we will have a glimpse how it works and how it looks afterwards, what can be improved, or even if it's already good, we could actually just try to post it. I would still wait for a moment with creating the channel or something. I would like very much for something to be there if we start a channel and start.
Yeah, we need a few videos before we launch it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you register a channel and keep it invisible for the public?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. So we can check out that TikTok thing. I think I'll have to check out the TikTok thing, how it looks, because yes, as I mentioned, I only know that it exists and people do strange things on it. But
worst case scenario, we can get your prime minister to do it.
That would be horrible. Even more so than with the president and whatnot. And we have a presidential campaign going on. Like there's the elections since like 2 weeks or something. So it's getting very brutal right here, right now. So okay, so we have a couple of steps. Let's.
I think the easiest and most direct way to start something is to make a channel and to start making just playlists, because that's actually already providing information for viewers. It's
but we don't want to create it and build lots of expectation when we don't know what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and first I would like a couple of videos that are actually made by us, and
some original content.
I would like the channel just to be a place where people post links to other things. That's like not the idea. So, but still, let's maybe make some background work on that. I'll try to watch the thing you're doing, Dread, today, to have an idea how it's going to look and what can we do with it for our project.
One idea is as soon as we have 3 or 4 videos online, we can contact other more famous channels and try to get ourselves into their format. To have us as guests on their format, and first of all learn from what they're doing, and push ourselves. And if people still think we're a relative interesting story around the chaos going on in the world, it should be interesting in the way to push ourselves. But that's once we have something planned.
Yes, but that's. I think that the first things will take a little bit of time, probably.
Yeah.
Then I think like at least a month or so. We have to think maybe when we would like to make a follow-up meeting, because if we just leave it like that, I know that this will like get diluted in the midst of days that are going to come, and probably not much will come out of it. And if we have a follow-up, we can actually will be feeling inclined to do something.
So for that to go right, and we need several things. We need take notes and publish them and review them. We need a scheduled meeting. We need talking points for the meeting, and we need a list of action points and who's doing them and in what term. So we need like a office theme.
Bullet, I didn't get that bullet.
Yeah, like it's keeping track of our actions and follow-ups. So
Yeah.
like a spreadsheet in Google Docs that we have access to, and we can read what we discussed before and what we're going to discuss next time. What are the to-do
we won't have
points?
to
What
like
are the ideas?
Yes, that's the administrative part of it. It is going to have to be there. Yeah, I agree totally, because things tend to get.
Who's doing that?
Hmm?
Who's doing that?
Okay, there's no volunteers. I can do that.
Do what?
He just volunteered to take notes.
Oh, take notes. Okay.
Artur, I can help you with that, so we can share the burden.
Okay, that would be great. Thanks. So yeah, probably. Okay, so we have Michael a meetup, maybe like talk on WhatsApp or whatnot, and maybe create some kind of how you said, Google Docs. Yes.
Something that's accessible for everybody.
Yes. So
right.
We'll set up this thing and like post it to everyone, and anyone can add something or whatever.
Sure.
Maybe a place for a brainstorm if someone like is taking a shower and gets a great idea, just put it there, so we'll be able to put it there and think about it for the future. Follow up.
Do a selfie video in the shower while you're coming up with a great idea. That would be awesome.
I think.
Wait, are we a talking head channel or a porno channel?
Well, if it's head and shoulders, you know, it's
ideally combined, of course.
It's soft porn.
Very or rugged.
Spaghetti, boiled spaghetti soft or pre-boiled spaghetti hard?
El dente.
Dente porn.
El dente porn. There you go.
I think this meeting has expelled its useful potential.
Yes. I think we're going in a bad direction.
We're going in a different direction.
Very good.
Let's not put labels on it.
So yeah, I think if anyone has anything to add.
I mean, can we now schedule something for 2 weeks' time?
No.
Okay, 2 weeks' time.
So that we kind of have some kind of forward planning.
Right.
Have some schedule.
An expectation that this is moving forward, not.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Instead of having it, you know, oh, that was a great idea, it dies out.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Tanya.
We now put something forward that we have a further meeting.
Same time, same place, 2 weeks.
Actually, yeah.
Or is preferable.
It's 12 a.m. for me, so I think I'm up the latest of anybody here. So.
Yeah, for the timing, it's all right.
I'm up at 5:30 in the afternoon. This is really late for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we could make a follow-up, like the first date, as you said, 2 weeks from now, same time, same place. It would be the 28th of June, I believe, at least in my time zone. That's going to be election day in Poland. I'm actually I'm going to be on a holiday at that time, but I believe that during the election day I'll still be somewhere where there's internet access and a laptop. So in the worst case scenario, I'm going to have like the camera on, but I'm not very pretty to look at, so you'll manage.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. 2 weeks going to suffice to actually get things together. And of course, if something comes up, we'll have that thing set up with Michael. We can post it there. I'm really not in for, as I mentioned, for like creating another group on Facebook to write things down.
Yeah.
No.
Can I ask where Michael is going to put up the documents?
Google Docs is my first go-to place.
Yeah, so how do we get access?
You can get a link and then you can view it.
Yeah, so somebody needs to give the links.
Yeah, but we're going to like share it. I'm recording this meeting as well. I'm going to try to share the file with the meeting. But still, notes are better because I don't believe that everyone's going to like to watch this meeting like the whole hour just to get the info that they're actually thinking of. So
yeah, I was just wondering where to get the information.
I don't know if for Google Docs, do you have to have a Gmail account?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
I think you do.
Okay, but I believe that at this time and place, everybody has like a Gmail account, even if they're not like constantly.
Let's start by having the documents, and then we'll see how we can distribute it. That's one of the talking points for the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes, and as was mentioned, probably we'll make a Facebook event on just for the technical part of for the next meeting. Yes, we're going to set it up like in a week or so or something like that. Not today, maybe, but just to have that that reminder that there is one, and the hour that's not going to be a problem because it's very easy to mix up the hours if we're making something really international, like around the world. So that's. And maybe you post some changes to the hour schedule. If if one person or two persons cannot attend, that's okay because we have lives. We know that, everybody knows that. But then the meeting should run anyways. But if like the majority of us would like to change the date, that would be the place to actually agree on the date and the hour of the meeting. So.
Okay.
I would think something like that.
Cool.
Okay.
So if anyone's around, like I say, in 7 hours, I'll post it in the IPCC where you'll be able to find it. I'll also put a link in there to one of our previous sessions, which I just linked in our local chat here in this meeting. I'll post it on the IPCC as well, so you can just see how it's laid out.
Okay, great. So
cool.
Have a good night or lovely Sunday. Thanks for actually showing up.
Yeah,
having the time.
Thanks everyone. Yeah, it was awesome.
Let's
start
doing something then.
Cool.
Seeing you all. Bye.
Take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Stay at home.
Bye.
Okay. Stop recording.